Morning freaks, there's nothing worse than when it's really hot at night when you're trying to sleep. The absolute worst. Now last week my camera exploded like 15 times. Like it just got too hot to even function. So today we're going to start this Q&A Monday early. Because sometimes you just got to get stuff done. Now first question, any advice for a 67-year-old runner, keep fit enthusiast who is lacking a bit of motivation? Mate, you're motivating me by the fact that you're still grinding it out at 67 years old. I hope to be like you one day. So you should be your own motivation. You should have that spark to just continue on, because most people at 67 years old are doing nothing and you're doing stuff that 30-year-old people do. So that is pretty fucking cool. So today, you're the one motivating me, but if you're lacking some motivation, I like to write down my goals for the day and for the week into a list that I can tick off. So it makes it a bit of a game. I don't know if you guys played games when you were kids, maybe checkers or something. I don't know. I'm too young to even know what you guys did when you were kids, but games are addictive. And if you gamify your life a little bit, it might help you day to day to get that motivation going, because that's super important. Because I don't know about you, but I've never not wanted to play a video game. Like, video games are so fun, so addictive, and if you can turn your life into something addictive like that, you're gonna have a really good time at staying motivated as fuck. So that's all you have to do this week. Gamify your life. Super simple. Okay, next question. What are your favorite cool down stretches after a run? I'm just gonna take you through it right now. I guess one thing to understand is that everyone is different and everyone has different restrictions and ranges of motion that are a bit shit. Like me, it's kind of everywhere, but mostly with my hips. But other people are quite different. Other people have different mobility issues, and they should work on that after their run. Generally speaking, 5 to 10 minutes of stretching should be just fine. Like, this one's my absolute favorite. All I do is start with a couple of rounds of just like a lunge stretch like this. And then as I get more comfortable, I start to just lift that back knee off, just easing into it, not pushing too hard. And as I get more and more comfortable, I'll start to add in a little bit of thoracic rotation work, because that's also an issue for me and probably 5 billion other people on this planet. Then once again, adding in some hip stuff. What you can do in this position is you can actually stretch through the adductors and the hamstring. All you do is just change the leg position. So you can start here, roll into the hamstrings. You know, I never really used to stretch back in the day, like when I played soccer and stuff. I literally never stretched, but now I try to keep on top of it pretty much every day, maybe every second day if I'm being super lazy. But definitely if I'm running, my pre-run routine is to just stretch for at least 5 to 10 minutes. But you guys let me know in the comments what you do after your runs. I'm pretty interested to know. Even if it's just sitting on the couch, that's better than... Actually, it's not really better than anything. I guess it's better than doing an interval session after you run. Why so many dates? Well, I do eat dates every single day for lunch. I find that to make me feel the best. It makes me feel alive and energized, and it's probably the best carbohydrate to take in the day because it's a fruit. It's pretty light. It's pretty hydrating too. It just makes me feel the best. I don't know. I think people should really just try things out for themselves and see what actually works with their own body, rather than just eating stuff that's easy to make or, you know, convenient and maybe doesn't actually make you feel the best. My priority in life is to feel the best. If I don't feel the best, nothing else is worth doing. But one big issue with dates are that they're kind of expensive in Australia. I need to get like a wholesale batch of dates. That's what I need to do. Okay, next question. What is Australia's best animal? Well, that's a great question. I would have to say that the platypus is probably the best animal in Australia. It's so weird, it makes no sense. The problem with Australia is that there's no natural big predators. Like there's no lions or tigers or, you know, jaguars and shit like that. There's no predators, and so every single weird little animal has nothing that's gonna eat it. So basically they can just flourish for hundreds of thousands of years and become the most fucked up little like weird thing with a beak and a poisonous thing, but it's got fur with a weird tail. Things like that can happen in Australia because nothing is eating each other. It's really, really cool, except obviously snakes. But actually we have crocodiles, but they're only in like a couple of parts of Australia, and platypus are probably nowhere near that. But generally speaking, Australia's weird. All the animals are weird because there's just no predators. That is not scientific fact. I could just be completely making that up. So if I'm making that up, I'm sorry. I also really like this stretch. Oh, it just feels so good on the hamstrings. Oh, okay, next question. What are your end game running goals? End game running goals, like the goals that I want to achieve throughout my entire running journey. Well, I mean, it's really tricky because I haven't really ran properly for quite a while now, but my end game running goals in terms of times for the 5K, I want to get in the 15 minutes at some point in my life. 10K, I don't really give a shit. Half marathon, I want to be down near 1:13 or something like that. For the full marathon, maybe 2:30 something. I don't know, I feel like I can do those goals if I gave myself like 3 or 4 years of just consistent, non-injury free running, then I could definitely do that. Maybe you don't think so. I don't know. I think I can eventually. Maybe not right now, maybe not in 2 years, maybe not in 5 years. Maybe it's going to take 7, 8, 9 years, but I think I'm definitely capable of that just one day, not right now. Because at the end of the day, you got to just dream big, have big goals, big long-term goals, and just keep working towards them. I'm never going to give up. So it's only a matter of time before I achieve those goals. It's just a matter of when, basically. At the end of the day, running is mostly, oh shit, it's mostly in your head. And so if you have insane, crazy goals that you one day want to achieve, all you have to do is just keep showing up year after year, day after day, maybe decade after decade if you haven't hit your goals yet, and just keep chugging away. If you just keep chipping away at goals, you'll probably be way more capable of things way higher than you expect. If all you do is just keep showing up. Even if you have an entire year of getting kicked in the dick, just keep showing up. Guys, I'm usually okay in heat, but it's 38 degrees and it's really windy, and that hot wind is fucked. But next question, what do you think of special insoles for running? If you're talking about the carbon fiber insoles where like they put it in your shoe, pretty dumb. I don't see the point in that because it's not the carbon fiber that actually, it's not the carbon fiber that is actually making you faster, it's the foam. And so I actually think that the insoles that have carbon fiber in them are fucking pointless. But the ones that you can get that give you extra padding in your shoes, they might be actually quite beneficial. I used to use them all the time. Not so much now, but I have used them in the past. They're pretty good and they can make the fit of your shoes a little bit tighter and a little bit nicer feeling. But the carbon fiber ones, absolute gimmick. Like a really expensive gimmick. Just like $300 race singlets. Absolute gimmick. Oh, okay, rant over. Last question. And it's really, really interesting. So someone wants me to respond to this article. So the effect of training at a specific time of day. So what they said during the cycle is that there's a peak of performance at a later afternoon time of day where you're going to get the best performance. But what you can actually do is if you regularly train in the morning, you're going to be able to bring that level up to that peak essentially. So basically whatever you start to get used to is what you will perform best at, which makes a lot of sense. Now I have a lot of opinions about when you should train. I think you should train in the mornings, and it's not necessarily because of the science. I think it's actually more so because of life in general. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make a full video about this later in the week sometime. But essentially, being an adult, you have so much time in a day. But if you schedule something later in the day, there could be 100 different things that happen that push that run out of that schedule, basically. And I just don't want to do that. I would rather do a run first thing in the morning, get it out of the way, and then not have to worry about things in life fucking up my running. Does that make sense? I'm going to make a full video about this, and we're going to go way more in depth with the science another day. But today, that's about all I want to do in the Q&A. Well, actually, it's because no one asked me any more questions. If you have questions for next week, post them below and we'll rip them apart next Monday. Q&A Monday, baby. Week 3. Let's go. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, which is Tuesday morning. Peace.